Texas hosting Texas A&M. I believe that I said that's part of the Friday night slate.
Yep,
That's
Friday
a
night.
really good Friday night slate. I'm
Yeah.
excited about this. This will have ramifications for the upper echelon of the college football playoff, as we talked about. There's still those who are like, hey, Texas is a path. They would have to upset Texas A&M in order to do that. You said it, and I am very much in agreement, and I've said it before on this show, is the predictions from idiots like Paul Feinbaum and other people that said Arch Manning was going to win the Heisman for the 2025 season. I just think they got the year wrong. I don't think it's going to be necessarily 26, could be 27. I think there's a window for him, but he has gotten better every single game that he has played. That offense has found things that work for them. The running game is still a challenge. This is a damn good front four for Texas A&M. I love watching this pass rush. I love watching this team in general. I think Marcel Reed has been another quarterback within the SEC and college football as a whole who stepped up his game. He was a dude last year in this very game. Texas A&M was terrified to have him throw the football, and it was a defensive battle all the way down to the end. Texas showed what their mettle was. I think that was safe to say a better Texas team than what we're going to see on Friday night. But what do you think is the deciding factor in this game? Do you think this is close on the scoreboard? Does it turn into a track meet, a one-sided track meet with Texas A&M?
Look, to be fair, I don't think that A&M was terrified to let Marcel Reed throw the football. I think Marcel Reed was terrified to make the mistake. I think that's probably a better way to put it. And
it was one read and move.
And trust me, I talked to some people on the staff. I talked to some people who are very much in the know with that program, and they all agree that there were moments where you could just see he wasn't comfortable and he overthought it. He won't be overthinking in this matchup. He's got over 13 starts at this point in his career. He's very well on his way to make it to New York City as a Heisman finalist. A game like this, and then a game like what they would do in the SEC championship, could very much lock it on up for him for how well he's been able to play. Now, trust me, he had his Heisman moment against South Carolina, but he also had to cause that Heisman moment by being down by 3 scores and then marching the greatest comeback in Texas A&M football history. So what's going to win this game, in my opinion, is which quarterback makes the fewer mental mistakes in the first half. I think that both these teams are able to respond in dramatic fashion. But the last thing that you want to do is being down by 14 because of it's a pick 6 from Arch Manning or it's a fumble and a scoop and score against Marcel Reed. And now you're having to kind of scramble and make some plays to where you got to go for it on 4th down. I think tempo is going to be really, really important in this matchup. For Texas, what I think is going to be interesting is how quickly does Arch Manning start utilizing his legs? Because of the athleticism to be able to meet past the line of scrimmage, that might be an area to where if you can get past Torian York and Cassius Howell, you're in the open field. You may slide, but you're sliding for a 1st down, and you're hitting reset on the chains, and you're able to put your offense in a better position to now force Jay Bateman and Mike Elko to have to play near the line of scrimmage, and then you take your deep shots in the one-on-one coverage downfield, which is why I think the over is going to hit. I mean, with the more is going to hit in his passing yards. For Marcel Reed, what I look at is, do you have to run? Like, you have so many options here that you can trust when it comes to the offensive personnel. And it's not like A&M isn't going to trust its rushing attack with Manning. I mean, with a Reed, but you don't have to trust Reed. I mean, look at just the numbers of what you've seen this season without a guy in Le'Veon Moss, who I think truly, when he's at his peak, is the 2nd best running back in the SEC behind Ahmad Hardy. I mean, they've been able to run it with Jamorian Morrow, and they've been able to run it with Amari Daniels, and Ruben Owens is making plays. And the play action pass has really worked well for them. I do think that this is going to be a game where you're not going to see a lot of maybe Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion. You got to get the ball out to, I think, guys like Ashton Roman Bethel and Terry Bussey, maybe even Nate Borkature, the tight end position. Thor, big Swedish tight end, is another name that you want to look at. If Marcel Reed can stay in the pocket and he's able to make these easy throws downfield, eventually what it's going to do is they're going to have to play in man coverage, or better yet, they're going to have to play in zone coverage to have somebody from Texas defense at every single level. So what does that do, Tom? That creates opportunities for you to rush open, have secretive quarterback design runs, and then pick up 1st downs. So if you can really win in the pocket, they're eventually going to have to switch up their defense to where that leads to where Texas A&M is eventually going to have a more dynamic offensive passing approach. I think on the flip side, when it comes to the defensive performances, Texas has got to rush Marcel Reed. They have got to take away the rushing attack because their secondary has hurt them this year. It is not an elite unit. It is a very young unit that does feature some guys that probably need to be a little bit more seasoned. You've dealt with some injuries with Jelani McDonald and Mookie Taft. They've allowed explosive plays. This is a team that has explosive wide receivers. On the flip side, if you're Cassius Howell, if you are Albert Regis, if you are Rylan Kennedy, if you are TJ Searcy, I think that you want to make Texas have to run the football. So I think in the flip side, maybe you're only rushing 3 and you're playing 7 in the field to take away the element of what is the arm of Arch Manning. Because so far, the arm of Arch Manning has been what's been beating teams over the last few weeks. Now, he does run the football extremely well. He caught a pass last week. He's the first Manning in SEC history to have a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a throwing touchdown all in the same game. But if you can take away his passing element, which has been kind of his calling card as of late, and his attentiveness to the detail of finding reads and working in the RPO systems and making timely decisions, that may end up being a reason why you believe that Texas A&M is going to walk on into DKR for the first time since 2010 and get a win. And by the way, the last time that they were in DKR, they also won the football game.
How much help does Texas need to actually make the college football playoff? Like I said, it feels like a sliver of a chance. Like, one, you would have to beat what is a really good Texas A&M team, and two, you'd need Bama to go down. You would need Miami to blow it. You would need Vandy to lose. You need Michigan to lose. Like, you need a lot of things. You need a hell of a parlay to win this thing.
Hey, I'll get right back to the video, but first I do want to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper. Make sure that you are on the Sleeper app. We appreciate all of their support this football season. Use our code CFA for a 100% match up to $100. We will play the more or less game on Wednesday on the Power 2 live here on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and don't miss it. Make sure that you've already deposited and you're already good to go. While you're doing holiday shopping for everybody else, make sure you're on the Sleeper app taking care of yourself too. Check their terms and conditions because terms of use do apply. We appreciate Sleeper for their support.
I'll be completely honest, Tom. If you're a Texas fan, if your thought process is winning this to get to the college football playoff, you've already lost the game.
Yeah.
You've already lost the game. Your thought process should be, this is little brother in our eyes. This has always been little brother in our eyes. We do not respect Texas A&M. We pity Texas A&M. They were so sick and tired of losing to us that they decided to leave for the SEC and not stay in the Big 12. They broke up the rivalry because they were done. That should be your motive. This is a team that is coming in at 11-0. They can make history for the first time in over 3 decades. They're trying to punch their ticket to go to their first conference championship, a game that you've already played in 1 year into this, 1 year into the conference and the rivalry renewal. Your entire thought process should be, we still run the state. We still own you. It doesn't matter what our records say. We're supposed to be the one that comes out on top. And that should be the only thing that you're thinking about in this matchup. Not chaos for the college football playoff, not who needs to lose. Because if your entire focus is on who needs to lose, you're not focusing in on the fact that you need to win. That is really the difference in this matchup. And of course, guys, this has all the potential to be one of the best rivalries in the SEC because it was one of the best rivalries in college football when it was played up until 2011. And as somebody that grew up in this state, and somebody that has watched these games, as somebody who has been to these games, and somebody that remembers how impactful it was on Thanksgiving, damn it, it should be about beating the team that is in Austin or beating the team that's in College Station. It should not be about making a run to the playoff or keeping our national title hopes alive. Your Super Bowl should be winning in their backyard or taking them in or taking in your home turf and playing in that matchup. If you're going about it in any other way, Texas, I'm sorry, you've already lost before you've even won.
Thing that's interesting to me is Vegas is disrespecting Texas A&M, I think.
By a lot.
It's 2.5 in favor of A&M, over under 51.5. I don't think there's a world where Texas covers this.
There's a world where Texas covers this if they win, and they can win.
I know that, but it's slim that they actually win it and win it by that much.
See, this is one of those rivalry games, much like the Iron Bowl when it's played in Jordan-Hare, and much like the game that you throw logic out. I mean, whoever has the ball last and whoever is playing with momentum in the final 15 minutes, they're going to win the football game. That being said, Texas A&M is going to go into DKR. They're going to win this game. I think it's a 27-21 finish. They're going to win and they're going to cover.
I'm going to go kind of big in that I think it's A&M 38-20.
Wow.
I think A&M put some points on them. Here's the interesting thing. Our buddy TJ did send in a pick for this one. He's got the Longhorns with the upset, 27-20.
I'm not shocked. Again, I'm not. I'm telling you, dude.
Anything can happen.
I've seen this game play out before. I've seen worse Texas A&M teams march on in DKR and win this. I've seen sub 500 Texas teams be able to win this matchup. It's something about rivalry week. You got to take it into advance.
It's the sad thing about where we are in the college football calendar is that today is the first day since October 7th that we don't have any football to watch. And this is the last weekend of the regular season. And as quickly as college football gets here, it leaves. So we're all going to be real sad very soon. So I'm very excited about this weekend in general. Everything.
Don't make me sad, man.
I'm sad. Like from a work standpoint, I think we'll all be grateful to get some sleep. But at the same time, I am going to miss this.